Break through a world where big data beats your worries. A world that gives you priority when innovations come. This is the GigaLife on Smart Signature. Simplified by the Philippines' fastest mobile data network. The choice is simple. Move up to Smart Signature and make your mark. How do I know it's meant to be? Simple, smart, ako.
This is an eternity of basketball. We're going to have episode 52 on this evening. But before we begin, we'd like to remind everybody that you can get our podcast even on audio form on Spotify and Anchor. And we are now also available on YouTube. So all the episodes are uploaded on YouTube now. You can watch them all on the go, wherever you are, anytime, anywhere. We're part of the Globally Ballin network, and so you can catch the Globally Ballin podcast as well, a show where they take a surface-level view of sports and opportunities around the world. Listen to this on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and more. Also together in the Globally Ballin network is Hang Time with Cassie G, where Cassie G talks to key figures in the world of volleyball. So catch that on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and more as well. And this is episode 52. Tama ba guys? 52 of An Eternity of Basketball. Ako po si Charlie Cuna together with Sid Ventura and Noel Zarate. And our guest for this episode this evening, imported from Davao, respected by his peers, respected and of course well remembered by his peers as a very smart and steady floor leader during his career. Despite it being cut short, he was in 1981, a stellar season, was named the PBA's Rookie of the Year. So he is the 8th PBA Rookie of the Year to be featured here on An Eternity of Basketball. And now he is a very successful bank executive and has been for many years. We'll talk about that later. So he was part of that great and heavy rookie class of 1981. So sa dami na magagaling na rookie nung taon na yon, siya ang nangibabaw doon at siya ang naging Rookie of the Year. Pag-uusapan natin lahat yan. His name is Rafael Cho Sison. Sir, welcome to our show.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Glad that you joined us.
Well, thank you that you're able to find time, sir, to join us. You know, it's really great. As you know, we've been talking to a lot of the players from your era, even before you. We've had some guys who came prior to you and then some slightly after. But ang dami mong contemporaries na nakausap na namin dito. They've also mentioned your name from time to time. So I'm sure it would be great to reminisce about all of that. No, you are from Davao. And were you born and raised, no, in Davao?
Yes, I was born and raised, finished school in Davao.
Mm-hmm. So when did you start playing this game of basketball? That is the focus, of course, of this show.
When we were 7 in the family, 1 girl and 6 boys. Sunod yun, no? And we isang team na talaga. Team. Everybody loves basketball. Some played sa school. It's only me who proceeded to professional basketball. Maliit pa kami. Pag weekends, we play. It's a backyard thing. And ako yung na-hook talaga sa basketball. And started sa high school. We call it structured basketball, or when Ateneo Davao into their high school basketball team. And yun ang simula. We became champions for the first time in 1973, Davao Collegiate Athletic Association. And upon graduation ng high school, 4 years with Ateneo de Davao College of Varsity team.
Can I just ask, sir, in your hierarchy, so among the brothers, pang ilan po kayo?
I am third to the youngest. I'm third to the youngest.
So may mga kuya. So yung mga kuya siguro, I'm sure they had an influence on you as well in learning the sport.
My eldest brother, Jojo, was pushing me. Together with my dad, of course. Sinasabi niya, junior ka, dapat sa basketball magaling ka din.
So naglalaro din pati si daddy naglalaro din ng basketball.
During his time, younger days, naglalaro yun. World War II came, so napahinto ang college niya sa UP and joined the military army.
All right. Okay, guys.
Yung question ko naman, Cho, is that who were your influences growing up when you were learning the sport of basketball? Sino yung mga unang iniidolo nyo when you were, sino yung minimimik nyo sa mga tira-tira nyo dati?
Melencio was a tough player. Freddie Webb was a good ball handler, speedy. Yoyong Martires, Rene Canem. I idolize Sonny Reyes of Eco. Very smart, very calculated moves, and ang ganda, very decent. Hindi nananakit. And my idol, really, Sonny Reyes. Eco painters.
The late Sonny Reyes, yeah. Well, you mentioned something. Puro Eco nga yung minention mo. Canem, Freddie Webb, di ba? the Eco guys.
That was my team. That was my team before.
Yeah, we've had a couple of them already on the show. Okay, we've had Rene and Freddie as well. Fast break Freddie on the show. Okay. Yeah. Sid.
Yeah. Sorry. Ako ba? What about the NBA influences? Players from the NBA. Were you already following that when you were growing up?
During my younger days, wala pa. After I was playing already the time of Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. Doon ako nakakala. I'm a Boston fan.
Wow, I've got 3 Boston fans here. Yeah, sayang you guys are on vacation. Anyway, so how about in Davao, Cho? Were there some guys who you looked up to, like who were playing for Ateneo de Davao maybe, or some of the schools over there? Now, not necessarily known to everybody, but there were guys that you were trying to emulate as well.
Our team, relatively, when we started, 1973, dalawa lang yung veterans. Most of the players, sabay-sabay kami nag-grow. So we were champions for 4 years in Ateneo de Davao. We call it the Davao Collegiate Athletic Association. 4 years yun. We went to intercollegiate 4 times, representing Southern Mindanao. There was one in Baguio, one in Iloilo, one in Cebu, and the other one was here in Davao. So players of Ateneo, there were 2 who made it during my time. Boy Yares of Crispa and Abet Gutierrez of Tanduay.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. They were stars of college when I was in 4th year high school, playing for the juniors team of Ateneo de Davao.
Si Boy Ihares, that's Cesar, di ba? Si Cesar Ihares yan.
Cesar Ihares. This boy, he is now in Zamboanga, hometown niya.
I understand he was also able to play for Tanduay in the PBA. After Crispa, he got traded to Tanduay. That's what I remember.
But Albert Gutierrez was Tanduayan ever since he started and finished his.
Yes, of course. Yeah, is Abet still around there? Would you know? Is he in Davao?
Nasa Las Piñas siya. He's finally settled with his family sa Las Piñas.
Because we are trying to track him down. We're trying to track him down, and we're looking for him.
If I get the chance to find him, I'll let you know.
Sige, please do. Okay.
Cho, question ko naman is when you entered against the top teams of the nation doon sa National Intercollegiate, who were the guys who you found na, galing din ito ito yung mga tough guys that you were going up against, yung mga kamatch mo halos na at least on the guard side?
I was still very young then. Lim Beng gave us a hard time. Very crafty guy, very intelligent. Lasal, Greg Rastulio was tough. Sila Padim Israel, Steve Watson,
Ateneo.
Maling Espelia. That's a very good team. Fritz Gaston. We are pitted always together in the guard position. Kaliwete na Wiley, Paxi.
Namatangkad.
Namatangkad din.
Napakatalino. So kung magkamali ka, talagang goodbye kita.
How did you?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to know how do you think did you fare against them dun sa intercollegiate?
When when I moved to Manila, I was a bit shocked because Manila players were bigger. They were taller and they were really intelligent in basketball compared to how we do it here in Davao. So there was almost a year of adjustment for me. Ang bibilis na mag-isip, ang bibilis na mag-dribble, tumakbo. They were tougher than I thought I was already a superstar in Davao. Pagdating sa Manila, medyo kumakain halalikabok. Mas magagaling pala ito mga loko ito, sabi ko. So, it took a while. It took a while bago ako nakalimutan. I was under coach at Canson at the time.
Yes.
Crown Water Sales, Frigidaire, and Mandiso. So, yes.
Your team in Ateneo de Davao, you said the 4 straight championships. So you guys were like the cream of the crop dyan sa Davao during your time. Who were the other standouts? Were you the top scorer for the team? And did you already play point guard during that time?
This is funny. In Ateneo, I played forward because I'm one of the tallest, if not the tallest.
Right.
But I played for a commercial team also. Sarmiento was it's a company in plywood, logging, and diverse things. So I played point guard for Sarmiento and forward for Ateneo. So we adjustment din ng content. So when Manila teams come over and do exhibition games in Davao, so I played for the Davao All Stars for Sarmiento, and I was the youngest then. Very, very young, at 18 or 19. That was the time that I got offers from the Manila team.
Right.
A&W at that time, and Crown Water Sale. I wanted to play already, to go to Manila and play. I go talk to my dad. Sabi ko, Dad, may offer sa akin sa Manila. Villar Record is offering me this, and A&W is offering me this. ITM is offering me this. So, ayaw ng dad ko. Sinabi ko, bakit ayaw mo? Hindi, dapat mag-aaral ka. He goes, no? So, mag-aaral naman ako doon. Oo, mag-aaral ka doon. Pero yung pag-aaral mo, meron bang nandito in between your ears. No? So, hindi, mag-aaral ako. I promise. I go. Hindi ka mag-aaral doon. This is wisdom of parents. Sabi niya, may kotse ka. Meron kang apartment. Libre ang pag-aaral mo. Sa tingin mo, mag-aaral ka. There is pain. And papasa ka siguro. Kapag pumasa ka. Pero matututo ka ba? Or you finish your schooling in Ateneo and after graduation, because I want to see you march. Sabi niya. So after you march in Ateneo, bahala ka na sa buhay mo. So that's the time that I went. No, that was 2 years, 2.5 years. And we were, hindi naman nag-away. Nagtatambo ako sa kanya. Hindi, it was like 4 times my pay in Sarmiento. No? And it's Manila, televised yung mga games, and big time. And my dad didn't want me to go there, to fly to Manila. Masisira daw ang buhay ko. So I said, sige. I finished school, and I went to Manila. Only to find out later that when I got my injury on my second year, it was a knockout game at Toyota versus Great Days. Who will go to the championship? Waiting ng crispa on it. When I twisted my knee, it was a 360-degree behind.
Ow.
I twisted without my foot moving. Nung aksidente ako, hospital, De Los Santos Hospital yan. And I told myself, mukhang tapos ng buhay ko. Ang sakit, it was a very painful injury. So, stretcher yan, paglabas. And when I was there, ina-ice nila, sabi ko, tapos na itong buhay ko sa basketball. And I remembered my dad. Sabi kasi niya, pag na-injure ka or natapos, shortly from basketball, 5 years, maybe 10 years, tapos yan, wala na. So I remembered my dad. Buti na lang tinulak ako na mag-aral.
Tama.
So,
Yes.
I always share that. Actually, I share that with when I was a branch manager of City Trust Banking. I do yung ano namin sa marketing gimmick that we do. So I invite Adriano Bongo, hindi yung senator.
Bongo,
Bongo was our coach in Ateneo de Davao for 2 years. Pinahirate na Ateneo de Manila. So, very very scientific ang basketball know-how ni Bong. So I was yung pagkatapos ng injury talagang wala na. And I told myself, dapat makikinig tayo sa tatay mo. I share that with the kids. I have a basketball clinic. I invited Bongo and some players and taught them dribbling, taught them passing, etc. And walang fee, walang bayad yon. Ang sinasabi ko lang is just give me the name of your dad, name of your mom, your telephone number, and what their business is. So, pagkatapos mo turuan, siyempre, bibisitahin mo. And kumustahin mo yung kids. Patingin nga ng dribbling mo, without looking at the ball. Ganyan. Pagkatapos, don't forget your studies. Don't forget your studies. Ang tatay ko yan, lagi ang sinasabi. And my big clients banked with City Trust because their kids listen to me daw. Kung nagsasalita ako, kung pinag-aaral namin, ayaw makinig. Pero pag ikaw nagsasabi, they listen to you.
That's great.
I tell them, there are things you don't understand when you're small. Pero pag laki ninyo, marirealize ninyo, tama yung magulang ninyo. Hindi mo na maintindihan. Later on, naiintindihan mo. Tama sila.
Yeah, I know. It's great that he pushed you, but it's also great that you listen to him. Kasi maraming bata, kahit push yung magulang, ayaw naman sumunod, pasaway, di ba?
My dad was 7 times stroke yan. He was very close to me, watched all my games. So may baston yan siya, meron siyang portable na pwede magwiwi, and may baon siya, may soft drinks, may coffee. I bring him to the lower box. I come early, 2 hours before the game, and ipapesto ko na siya. And susundin ko siya after the game sa lower box ng Araneta. I idolize the guy and he loves me. I listen to him. Kahit matanda na ako, I still listen to him. You'll never go wrong.
As it should be.
I just want to rewind lang ng konti, Cho, when you were playing in Ateneo de Davao, obviously you had to finish your schooling, which you did, who was the first team that invited you to come over to Manila after that na mag-try out sa kanila? Did you eventually wind up with that team or na-pirate ka din sa iba?
I entertained seriously Crown Motor Sales. Because siyempre, idol. Robert Jaworski, Francis Arnaiz, Ramon Fernandez. I was
sabay nila sa Crown Motors. So who were with you at the time?
When I entered, Pablo Javier left, Abby King left for Toyota, Emer Legaspi went to Toyota also. Ang kasama namin sa Crown noon, Joel Banal.
Joel Banal.
Joey Marquez. Joey.
Okay.
Manny Victorina, no? It's Aloy Garcia. Also left-handed 6'5", Ed Merced, left-handed guard.
Okay. Yes.
Yan yung team namin.
You were recruited solo ka lang ba? Kasi when we talked to some of the Cebuanos in the past, Manny Paneo, Yoyong Martirez, para pag re-recruit sila, grupo-grupo ang kinukuha from Cebu. How about you? Did any of your Davao friends go along with you or was it just you?
Ako lang yun. Boy Harris, Cesar Harris was already there. And si Albert Gutierrez was also in Tanduay already. Nag-iisa ko nun.
Okay, Iba yung So no one else made it from your Ateneo de Davao 4-pit team. No one else made it to the pros or even to Mika.
Kahit sa Mika, wala?
Si Adito Orculio played for Crispa.
Orculio.
Okay.
In the Mika. He's a guard. I heard that. I read that somewhere. That's right.
He's now with Sun Life, I think, one of the regional directors or something. So played good basketball also during the time of Banate.
Okay.
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 So if
So
you were,
sorry, go ahead, Sid. Go ahead, Sid.
Sige, Sid.
yeah, if you were parang culture shock sa National Intercollegiate, what was your feeling naman na you were now playing the Mika, which is, like a notch higher from collegiate basketball, and of course the players were bigger and stronger. Were you more prepared this time for the opposition?
Hindi pa rin eh. Hindi pa rin eh. Nung Mika na, my time with Crown Motor Sales, ang dasal ko noon eh, sana ma-foul trouble si Ramon Cruz or si Bokyo Lauchenko or maaga sila mapagod para makapasok ako. I'm the third forward. And I get the chance to play if they get into foul trouble or pinapahinga sila ni Nat Canson. No? So, ano rin, Manila kind of basketball is very, very different from the provincial style. No? Noon dati, I do a lot of interceptions. Dahil nagdi-dribble sila, hahabulin mo galing sa likod, nakukuha mo. You don't do that sa Manila because they seem to have eyes at the back of their heads. No? Magulang. Lang ng reasons.
Yeah. So you're 6'1", diba? Yung height niyo is 6'1", yes. Registered?
I'm 6'1".
Yeah. When did you transition from forward to guard? Was this in the Mika or sa PBA na?
Dito pa sa Davao noon, yung sabi ko kanina, it's a commercial team. I was the point. Point.
Pero in Manila,
sa Manila, point guard na yun. Sa Crown Motor Sales. I played point. Sometimes nag-forward ako. Off guard and forward.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Pwede ka mag 1, 2, 3, di ba?
Yes.
Okay.
It's different. Different yung sometimes forward ka pero kung gusto mo na yung bola, hinihingi mo na eh. Like, sa closing seconds, you want to dictate kung anong play or anong tempo. So you leave that to the guard. We have 3 very good guards in Ateneo de Davao. Porculio was the one who went to Crispa. Si Rene Matute was drafted by Tanduay, pero hindi siya tumuloy. And we have one, Junse, was nasa Canada na siya ngayon. Very good. They're small, 5'7", 5'6", 5'8", but very good point guard. So forward. May tatlong guard na magagaling.
Do you recall who exactly from Crown Motors contacted you to play for them?
There was somebody very close to Dante Silverio. I forget the name na. Yun ang nagpatawag sa akin because he was talking to Nat Canson and parang it's a manager or somebody very close to Dante Silverio. So kinontak ako and wow. Like, who would say no to that? Except you're a Crispa fanatic.
But then you mentioned several teams were trying to get you already. So is it because the Crown gave you an offer you couldn't refuse? That's why you decided on that?
It was big by Davao standards. Pero I think they offered me 800 pesos in 1977. It was more of it's a Toyota family, and true enough, our practice was 5 o'clock to 7, and Toyota practice 7 onwards, or sometimes we do the nighttime practice. Sila Sani, Francis, and sila Ramon.
So nakakalaban nyo na yung Toyota. Nakakalaban nyo na yung Toyota at the time. You're practicing already with the PBA team.
Hindi kami pinagsabong. That happened in Presto Fun Drinks Great Taste. We were in the amateur because when Toyota disbanded, we Joey Marquez, Joel Banal, Manny Victorino, myself, we transferred to Presto, to the Gokong Wild franchise.
That's
so
right.
ang start nun, funny ang kwento. We were practicing, magkasunod din ang practice kami nun sa Mandaluyong. There's this team in Shaw Boulevard.
Dumlao.
Dumlao Gym, yeah.
Dumlao.
Kasunod yung practice namin. So, the late Ignacio Gauta would say na,
Mm.
bakit hindi natin ipaglaban? No? So, siyempre, kabado kami noon. Mika pa lang. Pero we knew na kaya namin to. It's just a matter of time. So, that time, it was Kataputan, it was Ray Franco, Johnny Revilla, yan yung mga star nila. No? Pinaglabang kami. First few games, natatalo kami na medyo 10 points. Pagkatapos, it has improved. Naging very close na. Pagkatapos, lagi na silang talo. Lagi nang talo yung PBA sa Mika team. No? So, Ignacio Gauta goes, why don't we elevate these guys up? Dahil medyo tumatanda na rin sila. No? Which happened. Ang natira na lang si Ray Franco and Estoy Estrada. We were together in the Great Taste team.
Okay. Pero sa Mika, who else did you play? So it was Crown Motors, but then you also played. Is it the same team? Man Diesel, Fritz?
Yeah,
that's the same, no?
It's a Silverio franchise.
Yeah, you just changed the because we saw one of the photos you said the Frigidaire yung nakalagay doon sa jersey. So that's the same thing. How many years did you play for them for the Silverio?
77, 78, 79, 80. It was disbanded.
That's when you moved.
We moved. Parang 4 or 5 of us moved to Presto. Gave us a very good offer. So good sa by standards at present, hindi na good yun because it was 15,000. I was paid 15,000 a month then.
Malaki yun.
I was very, very happy. Malaki na nun. Because the stars were getting like 18,000, 19,000. Sila, Philip Cesar, Atoy ko.
Kasalanan talaga ni Manny Paner lahat yan eh.
Si Manny, naging 8,000 siya, nabulabog ang buong mundo.
8,000 lahat kayo tuloy, nagtaasan na yung sweldo. And it was also great taste na nangyari yun.
Kay franchise. Galit yung mga may-ari kay Manny Paner.
Game changer talaga si Manny Paner eh.
Yeah. They say na, when I talk to my friends, sabi niya, maliit pa ng sweldo ninyo. That time, malaki na yun. Dahil Toyota Corolla nun, 30,000 lang yata. Ang answer, mga 40,000. When I was working for BPI, that was while playing in the Mika, I was employed sa Bank of the Philippine Islands. I was getting 1,000 pesos nung 78, 79, and when the Great Taste offer came, it's you don't, without thinking na yun, you earn 1,000 sa Bank of PI and you get paid 15,000. 15,000.
Wala, no-brainer yun.
No-brainer.
Kahit ma-breach of contract ka pa dun sa BPI, okay ka na. Kaya sa hablahan to sweldo natin.
Sabi ko doon sa dad ko, mag-basketball na muna ako. Huwag muna ako pakikialaman dito. Sabi mo, pag natin, hindi ka na makikialam. So anyway, it was a 3-year contract. On the 3rd year, I was recovering from the knee surgery already. So after my 3-year contract, wala na. I tried to come back. Pero it was swelling. There was pain. I was in continuous pain reliever na So tama yung dad ko. After breaking my knee, nag-aaral ka eh. So I did a series of interviews. I remember the bank that I was being interviewed. It was a panel interview. Because some people were saying, anong gagawin ni Cho dito? Hindi ba yan yung basketball player? Sabi niya, baka i-dribble yung pera natin palabas nito. So,
o baka ipasa mo sa iba?
Panel. It was five senior officers doing an interview. And if you really studied, if you're serious in your studies, kayang-kaya mo yan.
What degree did you obtain from Ateneo de Davao?
I finished management. It was a management course. So 4 year. It's a 4-year course. And after graduation, graduation was I think April 7 that time. April 8, the first flight outside of Davao I took already.
Wow, ganun kabilis.
We call it the bulilit flight, yung mura. Pag medyo unholy yung hours, mas mura yun.
Yeah.
So the following day,
Red eye.
I took the plane. I said, Dad, huwag mo na ako pakikialaman. Nagmarta na ako, kumain na tayo. Dinner na tayo. This time, magbabasketball ako sa Manila sa ayaw mo, sa gusto mo.
Grabe, ah.
So, tanong ko lang, you went to Manila to play basketball for Mika, but yet you still thought of holding down a bank job, no?
Magandang kwento rin niya. Magandang kwento rin niya.
Ano nangyari yun? Kasi usually, the company that gets you, kayo, labas eh.
So, ganito nangyari. We have a farm in Pangasinan. My dad's from Pangasinan. So, every weekend, uwi ng Manila yon and he goes, Joe, kumusta ang basketball? Okay naman, ganyan. Hindi na ako nakakapanood. Nagtatanim ako ng palay, blah, 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 blah. So, pagkatapos he goes, wala ka bang malak mag-trabaho? Ito na naman tayo, Dad. Sabi ko, yung basketball yung trabaho ko. Hindi. Work wherein you can use what you studied. Sabi niya. Sige, isipin ko. So, every time that, dadating siya sa Manila, so, timpla ka ng kape. Timpla ako ng kape. Stroke pala ang dad ko, 7 times the stroke. So, medyo baldado siya. All left side is patay. So, timpla ako ng kape and we will talk. We will talk about business. Then, ang ending nun is, anak, magtrabaho ka na. Lagi magtrabaho ka na para magagamit mo yung pinag-aaralan mo. So, one day, ang sabi ko sa kanya, Dad, para tumahimik ka, sige, magtatrabaho ako. So, anong trabaho ang gusto mong kunin ko? Siyempre, bangko. Prestigious ang bangko, sabi niya. Tama-tama, my eldest brother, yung tatay ni Brian sa ni Brandon, works for Ayala Corporation.
Okay.
So, sinabi ko, Joe, ano bang pinakamatibay na bangko? Pinakamatibay BPI, sabi niya. Sige, Dad, next week, mag-a-apply ako sa BPI. I applied and all the departments wanted to get me, no? So, siyempre, may intercolor eh, may interdepartment BPI.
Yun pala yung dahilan.
So, I ended up playing with the trust department.
Okay.
We were runners up.
Nag-champion kayo?
Hindi kami nag-champion. There was this branches group na ito sa selection. At talagang malakas.
Pero ikaw sigurado heavy lifting ka doon. I'm sure lahat ng paso sa'yo.
Meron na bang interbank competition noong time na yun, Jo?
Nung sa BPI, hindi ako kasali sa interbank because there was Mika already. So,
okay.
After trabaho, practice kagad yun.
Okay.
So,
Grabe, no?
Very prestigious din yun. I don't know if they still have it now, no? Pero yung interbank na yun.
It's not just very prestigious, it's very serious. Nagkakasuntukan dyan sa interbank na yan. Alam ko yan.
Nagsasuntukan.
They recruit college players after graduation para lang to beef up and then they just give them whatever jobs.
Ganun talaga ang basketball. Just to let you guys know, there was someone formed an inter-law firm tournament. Alam mo, suddenly nagtatrabaho na si Tino Pinat sa isang law firm as yung mga player ng Letran, ex-player ng Adam. Biglang na-stack na sila ng law firm. Imagine, di ba? Ganun ka competitive para may sentro talaga na malaki, ganun.
Bakit? UNTV ka pa. The same thing din. Ang dami mga ex-college players na biglang bodyguard din to sa Senado.
Just to have these players. That's crazy. That's a funny story. Kinuha ka dahil may intern.
It's a true thing that happens in this country talaga. Pag ay kunin natin yan kahit na anong department yan, magaling mag-basketball yan. Diba? Because the Philippines is so basketball crazy. Right, Mr. Sison?
Yes. That happened to us. I was with City Trust Banking Corporation. That was an affiliate of Citibank. So Citibank has a team who joins the bankers. So there are 5 of us, mga quote-unquote superstars ng City Trust. We are being seconded. We're really employees ng City Trust. occupying managerial positions. No? But we are the creme a la creme of City Trust. Ang gagawin nila, we are being seconded sa Citibank para on paper documented.
Right.
City Trust yan, pero seconded yan sa Citibank. Only to play na.
For basketball purposes.
For
Galing.
basketball.
Pwede tayo gumawa ng isang buong series on this di ba? Yung exposing the dark side of the inter-office, di ba?
Just to point out right now, some of the guys who are watching are commenting. Si Don Camaso, kinuha daw sa ombudsman dati. Sa Bureau of Customs, kinuha daw si Marlo Aquino dati for a basketball team. Diba? So, nakakatawa talaga how people...
They really have job titles when they enter there. Pag tinanong, hi, my name is Marlo. I am the ganyan-ganyan.
You have to justify it. So, but during your Mika career, so you're playing with Crown, how did your team fare during your 3-4 years doon sa Mika? Did you guys battle for the championship? How did you guys play as a whole? And who were your toughest? Malamang Eco yan. Eco, Solid Mills. Yan yung mga galing dyan di ba?
Laging top 3. Laging top 3. We never won the championship. Upcore ang nanalo, no? Championship Upcore. Eco, yes. Pero laging nasa semifinals ang Crown Walker players.
And who were the best players at the time? Yung mga toe-to-toe nakikipagbakbakan ka during that stretch of
Mamaril was a tower of power. 6'6" lang yun. Pero when you drive, malamang tumalpal ka talaga So, Oni De Jesus of Pandoy was not yung really good talking about athletic ability. Pero laki, 6'8", no? So, ang IPM was... Yes.
In your positions, hindi makamatch nyo noong time na yun.
Yeah.
Si Anthony Dasalia was playing guard.
6'4" yun.
Yata yun. No?
Really?
It was an experiment during the time that big guards. Joel Banal was playing... playing guard.
That's right.
I was playing with somebody. UE ito kasama ni Ramon Cruz, Pineda, Rolly Pineda.
Si Rolly, of course.
Magaling din na guardia yun. Talagang kung hindi ka maingat, intercept kaliwat kanan yun si Rolly Pineda. My batch, Alex Tan was
laki rin yun si Alex.
Okay, and wide.
UE din yun, di ba?
UE, yes. Jimmy naman ang sala, nagpa-forward, nag-guards Jimmy. And Ortiz, we have a UTEX.
UTEX.
Ortiz. UP yan siya.
Bert Ortiz.
Bert Ortiz, yeah. Yoyoy Villamin was somebody you had to contend with.
Laki.
I mean, he had a really great PBA career as well.
Yeah. Yung batch ko is you were mentioning kanina, it was a star-studded batch. 32 yun. 32 really good ones.
Yeah, that was a strong batch in 82. But then the late kasi yung mga upcore doon di ba? They entered second or third conference na rin. Hindi na sila kasama sa bakbakan for Rookie of the Year Di ba? Kayo lang yun yung mga nag-play ng full year.
I was lucky. Ray Lazaro, yes. Ray. Eto Clobo was very dangerous. Pabayaan mo sa side yun, patay ka. No? So, Rod Pasco was also...
Right.
Yata si Rod, delikado rin.
Batch na yun.
Anong batch na yun? Rod Pasco, sino pa ba? Yun, sila Bay nga, sila Podium, but they came later nga Zal de la Tosa, di ba? Zal de la Tosa, kasama rin dun
La Tosa...
alam ko, I'm pretty sure. Rudy Distrito, pero hindi ginamit masyado si Rudy nung bago.
That time, hindi pa blue.
Yeah. Clarino was there, di ba? Si Alex.
Alex Clarino.
Solid. No, and of course, yung naging kalaban mo, since we're talking about it anyway, yung naging kalaban mo talaga for Rookie of the Year was Ponky Alolor.
Ponky Alolor, ang very close.
Si Ponky, kayo yung nagbakbakan for
hanggang sa uli yun.
That's right.
Nung midway, it was Manny Victorino, Joey Marquez, and myself. And hindi pumapangit yung laro. Pumapangit yung laro ng Presto. Because pag nakuha ni Manny, yes, yan na. Pag nakuha ni Joey, we were called by Ignacio Gotao, the manager. Sabi niya, maglaro naman tayo as a team. Sabi nila, huwag yung nasisira yung tempo because may personal interest, sa yung rookie of the year nga. So I had to talk that too. Sabi ko, kung walang hiya ako yung nagdadala ng bola. Ako yung, I dictate kung anong play ang gusto ko. Kung walang hiya ko kayo, doon sa kabila ko dadalhin, hindi sa inyo. No? Let's just play. Kung sinong manalo, this siya na. And it was Ponky at tail end ng Ponky Alolor. Very, very tough player din Ponky. Bisaya din yun. Bisaya.
That's right.
They were saying
Naalala ko kasi your playing style when I saw you and then a few years later I saw this young kid by the name of Hector Calma. Halos pareho yung playing style nyo eh. Diba? Yung poised na guardia na medium range, deadly. How did you develop this game of being such a poised guard? Tapos pag tumitira ka, walang kahit parating ng depensa, alam mo namang papasok, alam mo late na sila eh. So how did you develop this style of play?
First, yung kay Hector Calma, he's very fast. he's very, very fast. Pero yung poised din si Hector. Ang sa akin is the determination and pag nag-warm up nga tayo, pasok na kami, no? Warm up on. I remember talking to Noel and Joey Marquez. We were playing CDCP that time. Ang important, pwedeng 2 7 feet.
Correct.
Lower import din naman
Sabi ko, hindi matatapos tong laro na to. Sasaksakan ko yan. Parang may bomba rito sa Araneta dahil palaktakan yung mga tao. Sabi ko, I was challenging myself to answer your question. Siyempre, nung first few quarters, medyo supalpal kaliwat kanan din. Bumabagsak din ako. Pero it was such a nice feeling that you drive in between 2 7-footers. And make a basket. Pagbagsak mo, parang naglalakad ka sa ulap.
Pwedeng takbong mayaman. Pwedeng takbong mayaman pababa, di ba? Pwedeng takbong John Limpot, di ba?
To answer your question, you have to have it in your heart. Maglaro ka lang because your best, lalabas yung tunay na laro. You just play your best. Lalabas yun.
Kasi yun yung memory ko sa'yo, Cho. Yung memory ko talaga sa'yo. When I saw you first before I saw Hector Calma, I said, parang Hector Calma, parang Cho Sison maglaro yung Hector Calma. That was my first reaction.
I agree.
Diba?
No. And then you've been described, Cho, as someone who was ahead of your time because you were a taller guard and you were very cool the way you played and very mataas ang basketball IQ. I don't know how you developed that. I guess when you were young. And as you said, maybe sometimes it's already inherent, no? It's something that's inherent. But your coaches did you well, so I guess.
Yeah, it's Jimmy Mariano was trusted me. Jimmy Mariano trusted me so much, and when the coach trusts you, parang fluid. Maglaro ka lang, okay na. No? I remember one time out nga. This is very typical of Jimmy Mariano na nagbibigay ng confidence sa mga players. Timeout, seconds to go, lamang 1 point ng kalaban. Jimmy Mariano goes, Cho, anong gusto mong gawin? Wow!
Rookie.
Rookie. Hindi siya magdidikta. Cho, anong gusto mong gawin? Nice. Eventually, masusunod naman yung gusto niya. Pero the mere fact that he asks you, anong mabuti? Because I can always tell him na mukhang pagod na yung gumagwardiya kay Manny or let's take advantage. Medyo foul trouble this ganito. Siguro hindi na didikit. 5 seconds ago, baka pwede natin isaksak. Things like those gives me confidence. And
of course. Grabe, laking bagay no, na ganun yung tiwala ng coach sa'yo. And it's great for a coach to have someone na ganun kataas yung kumpiyansa na doon sa player. But they always say, the coach on the floor, di ba? They want a coach on the floor, someone who can actually say it. And that happens a lot for point guards, for that yung trust ng coach sa point guard. Kailangan may chemistry yung coach tsaka yung point guard talaga, Cho?
Well, correct. It's dapat nag-iisip. You mentioned you have constantly think, no? Intelligent dapat yung mga mind. They say nga yung mga magagaling na coaches were guards before, not necessarily playing guards, no? Yung mga bangko na guard. Nagiging magaling na coach dahil matagal silang nakaupo, nag-a-analyze na sila, no? So,
Tama yun. Even in the, di ba, ngayon sa NBA, maraming ganun eh.
Riley nga, di ba? Pat Riley was the best bench warmer there ever was because he learned how to be a
That's right.
Pero it's you have to study question how does one become a good point guard. Ano na, Betamax pa nung time namin eh. So, yung Toyota, kung si Sunny kung si Sunny ang ipipit sa akin ito, kung si Francis naman, ito ang dapat gawin. And I share that with even my colleagues, senior officers in banking. So, sinasabi ko wala namang pagkakaiba masyado ang basketball sa banking. Unang-una, nag-aaral din kami sa basketball eh. Pinag-aaralan mo yung kalaban eh. Kung ano yung set play nila, ano yung strong side or strong move na gagawin nung guardia na katapat mo. Yeah, you practice. Nagpa-practice ka talaga na maigi. Kami rin sa bangko kayo, nagpa-practice. We have sales clinics. Even now, virtual yung meetings and trainings namin. So, magandang pagka nag-basketball ka, yung exposure mo, you can use it sa pagtrabaho. Tinuturuan ka sa basketball na kahit na anong practice mo, you get defeated. You after the final buzzer, talaga nakababa yung ulo mo, talo na naman. And it helps build your character. Pagka panalo ka naman, dapat okay lang, no? Pag mo yung word doon or what, when there's defeat, okay din. Now you have clients.
Yeah. Sorry, ko lang, Cho, because when you came into the PBA in 1981, I'm sure may mga point guards din ang presto ni Jimmy Mariano at the time. Who were the other point guards, and then how did you progress so quickly up the depth chart? Na naging
very nice question. Names, I will tell you, Danny Revilla, Ray Franco, Danny Basilan. When we were practicing one time with Johnny Revilla, December, kilala naman natin si Johnny, no? Tuwing galaw nun, may tama ka sa mukha.
Correct. Oh.
Pero one time, sinabi ko, Johnny, tutoy pa ako nun, no? Galing ako sa Mika. Johnny, sabi ko, dahan-dahan naman, kinakalyo na yung mukha ko, kababalo ko.
Okay ba yun? That guy was an intimidator.
Well, anyway, until nagkaintindihan na kami and tinuturuan na ako. Ray Franco is also a good point guard.
Oh, yeah.
Ani Basilan, lefty, sayang naputol yung career niya sa motorcycle accident. No? So, it's nung simula medyo mahirap, but when they realize na ito na yung papalit sa atin, alagaan na natin ito, tulungan na natin. And that's where tuloy na. No? And I'm grateful.
Grabe, no? Ang dami na natin natutunan na lessons dito so far. Nakakamausap na.
Wala pa tayo.
Ang sarap ng kwentuhan talaga. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, for those not so familiar with Cho, I mean, we already said it earlier. You know Hector Calma. He was Hector Calma, but taller, diba? So imagine that taller Hector Calma. So that's something really great. We'll continue these stories, which are amazing, with Cho Sison after this very short break here on An Eternity of Basketball. We'll be back. I'm excited to get back.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Walang imposible, sige lang simple. Abot mo ang unang simple. Malapit malayo, sama-sama tayo. Hanggang sa tulo, ano man ang pagsubok, di susuko. Alam kong kaya mo. Sige lang simple, sige lang simple. Walang imposible.
Ang Eternity of Basketball ay mapapanood na sa YouTube. We're there, and then we're also on Spotify. You can listen to the audio version on Spotify and Anchor. So huwag niyo kalilimutan, anytime, anywhere, An Eternity of Basketball, which is now part of the Globally Ballin Network. where you can catch the Globally Ballin podcast, the show where they take a surface level view of sports and opportunities around the world. You can listen to that on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and more. Isa dyan sa mga shows sa Globally Ballin Network, Hang Time with Cassie G. Volleyball naman ang kwentuhan dyan. Pwede pakinggan yan sa Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and more. Ayan, Hang Time with Cassie G. Ito naman ang AOB with Charlie, Sid, and Noel. And Cho Sison still with us, of course. We'll continue yung magandang kwentuhan natin. You know, it's lots of life lessons already that we have right here. But we're talking about, when you were in the PBA, you came in, you were a rookie. So we talked about the guys that you rose above in the depth chart and all of that. Here's a question. I'll ask it because Noel would normally ask this one. Your first few games in the PBA, who's the veteran that said, "Welcome, Mr. Sison"? Bam! Who hit you? Who did that to you?
Yeah,
Yung first game nila nun.
you haven't finished the question yet. I already know who the guy is. It's Sanchez of Tanduay.
Ay, naman.
He was just here 2 weeks ago. 2 Saturdays ago.
Yung kaibigan ko Sanchez, ito sa fast break. I was talagang mabilis talaga, no? Fast break, hinabol niya ako. I took off a little past the free throw line and he hit me. And hindi ko alam kung paano yun. Basta nung pagbukas ko ng mata ko, nandun na ako sa may cushion sa dulo na. Talagang medyo malayo-layo yun. Kasi may free throw yun. Bigla ka uupakan.
Biglang umabante ka.
Talagang si Mr. Bilbao,
Mike
stood up and
Okay.
went to me. Cho, how are you? He goes, a very nice guy.
Yes.
Alam ka naman sabi, I'm okay. Medyo malakas lang yun.
Alam ko sinabi ni Mike Bilbao, pasensya ka na dyan, ganyan talaga yan.
Ganyan talaga ang buhay. Wow, it's another very, very intelligent player. Simply mag-foul.
Mike Bilbao.
Okay. Mike Bilbao plays very crafty.
Yes.
Very intelligent player. And parang pag siniko ka niya, hindi talaga makikita na referee.
Kasi baby face kasi si Mike Bilbao eh. Mukhang good boy eh.
Let's go back in time. We're showing you a photo right now, and I'm sure you've seen this like time and again.
Yeah.
Number 10, no, in front? In the
Yes,
middle?
number 10 ako. Long hair pa tayo noon.
No, 76,
Yung naglaro sa Crispa, si Vito Orculio sa Mika, is nasa likod ng number 8. That's Vito Orculio.
Okay.
You mentioned a while ago that some of these guys were pretty small. I'm looking at number 7 and number 9 beside you, and they look really small.
Yes, 5'6" yan, 5. Yung draft ng Ico Tanduay is Rene Matute is number 8, 5'5" yan siya.
Oh, wow.
5'5".
You're right. Okay.
Head shot. Is a playmaker. Magaling. Yeah.
Were you the tallest there or one of the tallest? Kasi it appears the way you're crouched, if you stood up to your full height, parang mas matangkad ka sa mga nasa likod eh. Di ba?
I was as tall as them. Maybe I was as tall as them.
So yun yung 6'1" na talaga was the ceiling for the team.
Oo.
At time.
At saka hindi pa sikat yung mga matatangkad na galing Davao. I think it just came later on na lang. Who was the tallest player came out of Davao? I think it's Sabigi Eman na yata eh.
Si Teng played for University of Mindanao.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. So were there players from the other teams in Davao who were 6'5", 6'4", 6'5"? Meron din. O wala masyado?
Noli Banate is 6'5".
Yeah.
6'5", yeah.
So doon din siya sa Davao pala si Noli. Okay. Pero generally walang dominating big guy talaga. You were more or less one of the tall guys already there during your time.
Yes, during my time, yes.
Mm-hmm. So nakakaposte ka rin kahit papaano.
Forward guy, originally forward.
Kaya nga.
Forward.
So what year was this? You were champion, it says 1976.
76.
Okay.
76.
Yeah, 76. Okay.
Seven in Davao, Ateneo de Davao, 73, 74, 75, and 76.
Yeah, but this
Yung-
photo it says
Yeah.
76.
Yeah, tanong ko
Yeah.
lang, Charlie, because during the time that you were winning all of these championships in Davao, wala bang lumapit sa inyo na pwede ka sa national team? Wala bang ganun? Wala bang...
Actually, yeah.
Diba?
I represented Davao do sa youth na yung
Yeah.
pumuntang Kuwait, no?
Mhm.
So we started with I think 60 players, was trimmed down to 32. Nung 16 I was still there, yung final wala na.
Okay.
Ilang trips yun. So,
All right.
Oh,
So
you
you
were
never
one of the last
had.
cuts.
Yes, sige. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, you were one of the last cuts pala kasi 12
Yeah,
yung
last cut.
final lineup so you made it to last 16.
sayang.
So hindi ka nakapag-national team talaga. I mean, you did play abroad
Yeah.
for that Davao team, but you weren't able to go with the RP team.
Who were the guys selected during that time?
I was a reserve in the Pestasukan Games in Singapore.
Okay.
So, may immunization nun eh. So, when we got injected, ang nangyari was hindi maganda ang ano sa akin. I got sick. I was sick in
Okay.
Singapore.
Oh, okay.
But you would have been in the 12 otherwise if you didn't get sick. Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Ayan.
Okay. Sino yung mga nakalusot sa 12 noon? Was sila Bobot Marquez ba itong time na to?
Hindi sila Bobot. Podium was there, ka-roommate ko si Podium. Israel, si Joy Carpio was there.
Steve Watson.
Clarinho was there. Ang kasama ko sa reserve was Ed Merced, Yabot of
Sa
IBM.
Yabot.
Yes, Cesar Yabot and ako. Tatlo kami ang naging reserve.
Okay, so you almost made it pala. Because we were wondering, I was wondering about that.
I
During your
always
time, you were
wondered
one
about
of the best.
Mm.
You're one of the best. And a lot of the guys who are your contemporaries, we've spoken to them and they had stints, 1 or 2 at least, on the national team.
Yeah. We had a very strong team then. Joel Banal was with the youth yata at that time. Nasa men's team kami noon. I think Bobot Marquez was nasa youth yata at the time. Joey Marquez was in the youth.
Yeah. Joey Marquez, a lot of people don't know how good of a basketball player he was.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. National team.
They only remember him for other things.
Correct.
Other things. Diba?
No,
Si Chong. Wow!
it's your graduation photo, I guess, no?
Gusto ng dad ko yan.
This is
Gusto ng dad
exactly. I was about to say, this is the one your dad wanted to see you in. Your toga. Diba?
Magmarcha ka lang, sabi niya. Pagkatapos mo magmarcha, kahit mamatay ka na, okay lang sa akin.
Hindi naman.
He was joking, but ang sabi niya, hindi na kita pakikialaman, maski anong gawin mo. No?
Nakialam pa rin, pinagtrabaho nga kayo sa BPI.
Nagtrabaho sa bangko no?
Grabe, no? Iba talaga yung tough love ng magulang. My God.
Ibang magulang. We have to tell our children always, listen to your parents because there are things you don't know and they know it.
I will let my children watch this episode just because of what you're saying.
Yeah.
I want them to listen to me.
Oh, you don't listen to me, listen to him.
During my time sa PBA pala, 80% were undergraduates. 1981. There was data that showed that 80% were undergrads.
I think nowadays it might even be higher. Ngayon, in the present PBA, it might even be higher.
Sayang.
Yeah, because it's important. And you see how many of your contemporaries didn't turn out, their careers after basketball didn't turn out too well.
Yeah. There was one player sa Davao, si Willie Tanduyan. When I was Chris Pato, nag-Chris Pato, ang galing nito, nasa Davao ba siya? Is one of the guys I idolize. Eventually, napunta sa Chris pa. Ang tatlo yata yung coach niya no? At that time. So he was up there really. After yung stint ko sa basketball, I was already with the bank. I saw him in a bus stop. So I stopped. And sinabi niya, Cho, mabuti ka pa. Mabuti ka pa. I was, my car then was a baby Benz, a black 190E na Benz.
Wow.
And
190 eh.
no, sabi niya, anong racket mo ngayon? Bakit may ganito ka? So I go, ikaw Willie, hindi ka kasi nag-aaral dun. Sabi ko, mag-aral ka, pare ko, magtrabaho sa isang matinong bangko, magkakaroon ka rin ng ganito. May mga car plan kami, magdagdag ka lang, pwede ka nagmuha, etc. etc. Yun ang pagkakamali ko, sabi niya. So when I was younger and he was the Mr. Basketball of Davao City, ang isa lang ang pagkakaiba namin, I finished school and he didn't. So,
Right.
Cho, your career sa banking, apparently you've done very well. I've been reading a lot of comments here on our Facebook page, and so from some of your former colleagues, ibang mga bangko. There's someone here, Noel who says you're his former boss at Planters Development Bank, and
yes.
And then someone also, well, my classmate from my MBA days, he used to work in Solid Bank, and he said he always wanted to ask you the questions that we're asking you right now. So, and he thanks us for that. His name is Marty Abulok. He's my classmate.
Marty,
So,
okay.
yeah. So, maraming comments from your colleagues, not in basketball but in banking.
In banking. A lot of similar things. Yan lagi ko sinasabi sa if you've gone through basketball, all the rigors of all the pressure, etc. And pagdating mo sa bangko, it's a plus. It's a plus. There are situations in the bank wherein when you decide, it's sometimes make or break. If you say ito ang gagawin natin, it will cost you X amount of millions na loss kung nagkamali ka. It's like doing a free throw. You're behind by 1 point. You go to the free throw line. You smile. I joke some of my close friends na nasa kalaban. Pare, this is for you. Then you do it.
May kantsaw pa.
You should not be pressured. You shoot it as if nag-free throw ka lang talaga. That's pressure, fighting pressure, and I got that from basketball. So it helps a lot.
At least in basketball, if you miss, all you lose is a game. In the bank, you lose billions. Or someone else who might get mad at you, di ba? The boss might get mad.
A wrong decision might cost you your job.
Correct.
Dealing with other people's money is always always tough.
Here's a photo that you sent me. There you are. You're driving against sino ba? Iko yan di ba? Iko yung mga nagpapalayad. I think that's Joseph. Is it Joseph Herrera? Joseph Herrera, di ba?
Chito Loizaga.
Chito, obviously that's Chito on the left. Kitang-kita si Chito. There's only one body type. Siya lang yung ganyan. James Payne. That's right, James Payne, right?
Yes.
Frankie Lim, yung nasa tabi ni Joseph Herrera. So,
galing. Naalala ko pa si Joseph Herrera.
Mika Day. Spitfire din yun. Tiga Mindanao rin yan si Joseph.
Yeah, yun. Kakapatid na naglaro sa PBA yan eh. Si Paul, si Joseph, si Art.
Hindi kapatid ni Joseph sila, Paul.
Are you serious? Wow, I thought I was okay. Correct myself then.
But look at the poetic, poetic yung post mo rito, Cho.
I always wanted to ask, bakit number 12 yung napili mong number?
Ang may number 12 sa Crown Water Sales si Pablo Javier. Pinaalam ko lang sa kanya na Pablo, it's i-retire niya. Ambo ang pangalan niya, ang nickname niya. Ambo, i-retire mo ba yan? Balak ko sana i-retire eh. Type ko yung number 12 number 12 na number because in Ateneo I was number 10 sa commercial naman in commercial league in Davao Sarmiento. I was wearing number 12. So
okay.
What was special about the number 12 for you?
Wala talaga.
Okay.
It was given to me when I was in the commercial league in Davao.
Kasi hanggang PBA, number 12 kaya sa hanggang PBA, 12 yung suot mo eh.
Hanggang 12. When I started sa playing in Manila, 12 na, hindi ko na pinaltan. Hindi ko na pinaltan.
Nag-stick na.
Yeah.
Oo.
Okay.
Kasi kung yung mga ibang nalilito sa timeline, nauna po si Cho Sison kay John Stockton ha. So hindi po ginawa ni Cho Sison kay John Stockton. Because pareho na playing style, di ba? It's a very similar playing style. The point guard, and they're both 6'1", di ba?
Magaling si John Stockton. Assist, no? Until now, he ran.
Until now, yeah.
He's it's the all-time leader in assists up to now.
That's right. And even average in one season, no, 13. Oh, look at these guys, mga bata pa. These were the guys you entered Prefto with. You were mentioning, no?
Yeah.
Yes, Rick Roses, hindi na-flourish kagad yung ano niya. So, Joey is a close friend, very very close. With Joel.
You know, yung rookie year mo, Cho, di ba, I just want to revisit that, di ba? So you did pull it out nga, rookie of the year at the end of the year against Ponky, who became your closest rival there. Ponky was with us a few weeks ago. He mentioned that mas mataas yung average ko kay Cho, pero yung Prefto mas malayong nararating kesa sa Finance kasi he played for Finance, di ba? Galing Dominic. Sabi niya, so palagay ko yun yung dahilan, sabi niya, na overtake or naiwanan ako ni Cho dahil mas malayo yung nararating ng Presto kesa sa Finance.
Correct yun. Correct. Tama si Ponky doon. Si Ponky sa fit for yung katawan niya talagang panggaan,
hanggang ngayon, he looks the same.
Oo.
Until now.
So, sobrang fit pa rin niya. Wala
Still boxes until now.
Yeah. The downside is na-eliminate agad yung Finance.
Yeah.
There were more games ng Presto. As I mentioned, back out na kami ng Toyota who will play against Chris sa finals. So we always go that far. And tama si Ponky na ang nangyayari is there were more games to choose from na maganda yung stats ko.
Yeah. Well, speaking of stats, no, guys, the stats of Cho Sison in his rookie year. For those who just tuned in, no, we're talking to Cho Sison, the 1981 PBA Rookie of the Year, with averages of 14.5 points, 3.4 rebounds, and 4 assists a game in 31.3 minutes a game on 50% field goal shooting and 83% free throw shooting. So it was a very impressive stat line para sa'yo, no, rookie year talaga. It was really, and not too many people were surprised that you were Rookie of the Year because of the performance that you actually did show.
Yeah. Gaya na sinabi ni Ponky, it's maybe ang lamang ko is I played for a team na harness yung click na click. If I was drafted by Toyota, I don't think I would have ended this way because it would be Francis and Sunny who will be there. Pag nagpapahinga lang yun, siyempre tsaka ako makakapasok. Whereas Presto, it's 31 minutes. 31 minutes and
31 minutes.
Halos ano yun eh.
Halos half a game.
Tagad talaga.
The same case can be made kay Emer Legaspi because Emer Legaspi, of course, naabutan mo yun, Cho, when he was a lot younger. Talagang stand out talaga, but he just so happened na kumuha sa kanya Toyota. Kaya in the PBA, parang he was always second fiddle to Arnaiz and Jaworski.
Dead shot yun. One of the pure shooter si Emer Legaspi. Nung pumasok nga doon, pamalit ka lang eh. Parang mahirap maglaro ng mabuti. Kung alam mo, a few minutes lang, pauupuin ka na. No? So, yun ang, yes, tama si Ponky. Maybe yun ang lamang ko sa kanya. So,
Oh, siya naman kasi I think he was like 17.5 points a game. Parang he was scoring more.
Mataas talaga, mataas sa scoring niya.
I checked it, 17.5, parang ganun. 18 sabi niya. 18 sabi niya.
Oh, 18 sabi niya.
Here's the...
Yan si Danny Basilan, yung isang
Danny Basilan.
Point guard din yun.
Sinong kalaban dyan? Kalaban niyo nakaupo eh. Anong uniform yung nakaupo na sa likod?
Masyado
malayo.
Parang Utah tayo. Gilbis ba?
I think so.
Kung Gilbis yan, tapos hanggang ganyan yung medyas, di ba si Gary Vargas yan?
Pwede.
Gary Vargas lang naman yung ganyan
Gary,
kataas
agad
yung medal.
Pwede.
Di ba? Pwede siya yan, di ba?
Oh, one of the good ones also, sayang, nasira ang tuhod ng aga rin.
Mhm.
Yan yung pag jump shot si Gary Vargas, akala mo dadank eh. Sobrang taas ng talon.
Lumilipad talaga yun.
Oo. Pero again, this was the
Ayan.
point that I was making kanina. No? Yung Cho Sison, when I saw Hector Calma years later, parang Cho Sison maglaro. Because of, primarily because of a post like yung itong nakita nga natin sa picture dito. Great ball handling, good passing skills, tapos dead shot, especially from medium range. So I just like to let everybody know, sa mga hindi, kasi may mga nagko-comment, di ko na naabutan si Cho Sison dyan po. Para siyang Hector Calma before Hector Calma. But of course, we have to give props also to Hector Calma, who became an outstanding PBA player.
There's
Very
also one
outstanding.
comment. Oh, very outstanding. But there's a comment here by Arnel Del Rio na kapareho ni Cho maglaro si Kyle Macy ng Phoenix Suns.
Ako, bigla,
That's a white,
din ako dun.
white point guard from Kentucky. Kentucky graduate, played for Phoenix Suns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shooter then, medium range, diba? Ganon. You were mentioning about medium range, Noel. Just for everyone's information, I don't know if you even know this, Cho. For your career, you made 1 3-pointer, 1 out of 5.
Yeah.
So
Kaya
you're a
medium range talaga siya eh.
20%. You're a 20% 3-point shooter. You made 1 out of 5.
Ang mahirap nga i-shoot yung 2 points eh. So I practice medium range.
Yeah.
Nothing
The
against the
three-point shot
three-pointers.
it never appealed to you? I mean,
Kung kailangan lang, kung kailangan lang, pero it's a 3-pointer. Yeah, I was
5 attempts. 5 attempts, all in your second year. You didn't take a single one in your rookie year.
Ibang basketball yan. Talking about pointer. Ngayon kasi kahit isa ka lang, 5 yung kalaban doon sa side ng court, tumitira ka, no? During our time, pagagalitan ka noon, mag-jump shot ka na, no, na walang mag-rebound.
Diba, takot nga sa perimeter shot ngayon ng mga player eh. Parang it's a disease. You can't take a perimeter shot. It's either you drive to the basket or take a long 3-point shot. That's how it is now.
Oo, walang medium range ngayon eh.
Wala na yung
At saka,
medium
why
range.
would you take a 3-point shot when you have Manny Victorino inside? Diba? Hulog mo na lang kay Manny, mag-abang ka na lang dyan sa may bandang labas, di ba?
Bogs,
Just look at ano.
medium range. Okay, si Bogs.
Oh, si Bogs. Grabe
Box
talaga.
naman.
Ang ganda
Ano to?
nitong pinadala mo sa akin. It says, Crafty, Chris Pasatoco uses his right arm to ward off Rafael Sison's close guarding. So you're defending Atoy ko there. I'll ask you about that later. Pero on the right side, it says, he's tall and about, he's deeply tanned and poised, okay? And then Cho is very effective, very simple. What's that? What did it say? Very real. What's that? No airs, very real. And then there's something about why did you choose parang something about Nat Canson. If you read the article itself, something about Nat Canson na parang or Jimmy Mariano. Something about Jimmy Mariano na you really liked him, which you mentioned a while ago already, di ba? With Jimmy Mariano, I cannot ask for more, sabi mo. I cannot ask for more.
Yun yung pinag-usapan natin kanina na the confidence that he gives you. Si Nat was my formative years in Manila. I mean, yung playing in Manila. It was Nat who formed me. The discipline, maganda mag-mold ng players, or a raw player, playing for Nat Canson. It's a gift, bale, because si Nat ang coach. But after like 3 years, almost 1980, mga 3 years, I decided na siguro si Jimmy would be a good
time to
after
move on.
After Nat Canton.
Parang ganda nga ng transition na yun eh, from one coach na nurturing to another coach na nurturing eh.
Yes.
Who was your coach, Cho, during your amateur days that 1 year in 1980? Sino yung coach nyo sa Mika nun before you went to the PPA in 81 with Jimmy Mariano?
Jimmy was our coach sa Mika.
Sana.
Okay. Siya na rin, okay.
Ang nangyari, yung almost the entire team was elevated to PBA team already.
Okay.
So pinagsasabay niya yung dalawa at the time. Okay.
Ang coach nun si Alfonso Marquez. Ang coach ng PBA.
Si Boy Marquez, oh.
Si Boy Marquez.
Boy Marquez.
Yes.
Nung natatalo na namin yung PBA, yun yung time na siguro the owner said, let's put a younger team, a team full of youth. Let's pin our hopes on that Mika team. So yun yung pag-elevate namin. Joel Banal, Joey Marquez, Manny Victorino, Rick Roses.
Not bad, not bad.
Sa puro gwaping pa yung nakyat, di ba?
Talaga ba, Noel?
Sabay kami lumiligaw nun.
Okay, But I was asking about that photo a while ago. You're guarding Atoy ko, diba? It shows you. So you're a rookie, and then as you mentioned, Toyota Crispa, and all of that. How did it feel for you? I mean, I know you're poised and all of that, but were you starstruck at the start? Parang, oh my God, binabantayan ko si Bog, si Atoy, and etc. Jaworski, etc.
Initially, yes. When somebody from the province comes to play big time basketball in Manila, yan ang initial hit is these are the people I idolize. No? Meron ako mga poster noon. There was yung ad ng Coca-Cola ba yan? The stars of Philippine basketball, nandoon sila. Atoy ko was there, Ramon Fernandez was there, and naka-post yun sa around the wall of my room in Davao when I was still studying. Pagkatapos biglang katwardiya mo na. There's that feeling na, but of course deep inside you want to prove something. Talking about Atoy ko, one of the mahirap partahan si Atoy. Later I found out why. No? Nung dati kasi kaliwete daw yan si Atoy. No? Pagkatapos nabalian. Pagkatapos pinag-practice na yung kanan. So wala siyang weak na makaliwa yan o makanan, na-drive siya. Or, in fact, I heard that he shoots left-handed kung minsan. No? Parang Larry Bird, no? He can shoot left or right with ease.
Yeah. Grabe na
Wala
siya.
siyang non-dominant side. Parehong
Kaya mga hook shot, may mga hook shot siya both sides right, left siya, di ba?
Pero di ba kinikwento ni Atoy ko hindi siya makalayap ng kaliwa? Kasi daw, tabingi yung kanyang braso. Kaya hindi siya makalayap.
Exactly. Tama. Sinabi niya.
Yeah.
Kaya jump shot na lang siya.
Yeah.
Pati fast break.
We were talking about 1980. You're talking about Bog Adornado, obviously, di ba? About the art of the medium range shot, which Cho Sison also did. Isn't it ironic that the MVP of 1981 was Bog Adornado also?
Yes.
Sabay pa kayo, di ba?
And he's
Sino
there
nakabantay
guarding you in
rito?
this picture.
Boggs is 33. Who's the guy on the right?
Sino Blesada yan?
Ganyan na lang ba?
It's Jimmy Tagines, 6.
Si Tagines.
Lumipat na siya from Tanduay. That's right.
Yes.
And then the import.
And your teammate is Big Lou.
Lou Massey.
Lou Massey.
That was a pass kay Lou Massey. Dalawang higante hindi natin kaya yan.
Tapos sa mga panahon natin, yung mga kapanahon natin, siyempre mapapansin mo, naka-Converse All-Star yung si Jimmy Tagines, naka-Adidas Top 10 naman si Lou Massey.
Naglalaban talaga dati. Nike wasn't even in the picture, no?
Adidas Top 10 yan, di ba?
So what was it like naman na may kakampi kang, a prodigious scorer like Lou Massey?
It's Lou Massey was a scoring machine that time, and I remember tuwing opensa, he had a hot hand that time. Gabi niya yun eh. So tuwing opensa, I tend to skew towards where he is at. No? Kung nasa right hand siya, doon ako sa right tumatawag ng play para sa kanya. Until nung time out, he goes, "Cho, would you like to give me some rest once in a while?" Sabi siya.
Umaayaw pala, ha?
Ayaw pala yan.
Pagod na daw siya. As a point guard kasi you check who has a hot hand, and doon mo dadalhin. No? So, nagreklamo na sa kanya daw lagi binibigay. Pagod na daw siya. Anyway.
Bago yun, ah.
Many more. Oo nga,
Sinasabi
I
rin
can't
pala
believe
dito
that.
sabi ni Edwin Michael Ortega that yung picture na yan, import daw ng UTEX si Leroy Jackson. Na remember that?
Leroy
Pero in
Jackson.
the
Yeah.
Oh, pero wala,
Yeah.
he's not in the photo. Eh. Wala
He's
naman
not
sa
in the
photo
photo.
si Leroy.
in the caption it says
Big
Lumasi.
si Leroy.
Yeah,
In the
Lumasi
caption,
nga. Pero
yeah.
import na
Lumasi
UTEX
yung
si
import.
Leroy.
UTEX,
Oh,
UTEX.
yung kalaban ni
Import na
Lassie
UTEX.
was Leroy Jackson.
Yeah.
I like the next photo. I like the next one. Kasi yun yung ano eh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rookie of the year.
Yeah, that's your rookie
Sino
of the
yung-
year.
Sino yung bigote?
Oo nga eh. Nakalagay lang
PBA,
Latondenia official.
Latondenia officials.
I don't know who
Latondenia
that guy is.
nag-award. Yes, Latondenia nag-award that time. Yes.
Sino kaya yan? Ano yung may bigote, no?
Akala ko si Ronaldo, pero
I know
bigote.
the guy in the barong in the middle is, I think that's Doming Ichon from Tanduay. I think, I might be wrong. It looks like him. But the rest, I don't know. I don't know who the other guys are. Pero okay, at least talagang naka-Americana in that awards night, no? Kasi
Yeah.
there were some awards na hindi, naka-t-shirt lang yung mga Mythical 5 Rookies of the Year. But they actually held an awards night apparently
What
in
did
1981.
this award mean to you, Cho? Nung nakuha mo yung Rookie of the Year award, was it vindication of your journey from Davao na pinag-graduate ka muna ng tatay mo? Because if it had happened earlier, baka things might have been different, di ba? If hindi ka nagtapos pag-aaral, things might have been different.
Product of hard work. Talagang pinaghirapan talaga. I had the dream of playing big time basketball, and that award talagang very 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 rewarding, and I'm very happy for my dad. Tinatanong niya sa akin, ikaw kaya makakuha o si Alolor? Sabi, hindi ko alam, dad eh. Pero parang ako eh. Sabi ko sa kanya, bakit anak? Sabi niya, magbihis daw ako. Somebody told me from the team, magbihis daw ako ng gusto pag that's be there on time. I had a feeling already. Maybe I'll get the part. I'll get the part.
Andun din si Ponky noon. Andun din si Ponky, president siya.
Baka it's an affair na masaya. Yung award day.
Yeah.
Super Angels.
You didn't know beforehand na you
I
won?
didn't know.
You
I
only knew doon lang ka
your name lang.
nung time na yun na lang. But I had a feeling already. Pinagbibihis ako. So,
Yeah.
dapat I'll be there on time. They made sure that I'll be there properly dressed, punctual. So ito na nga siguro yun.
Okay.
And then where does that trophy stand now? Is it still there in your house?
It's in the house. It's in the house. Medyo ano na. Nagpe-fade na konti yung nickel plate, and inanay ng konti yung wood. I plan to have it redone.
Yeah. Oh, here's someone from Cebu naman ang kalaban mo rito.
Arnie.
Yeah.
This is when you came back na, no? When you came back na from your injury. I think it's
86.
From the injury.
Yeah.
Hindi na ganun ka. Yan yung sinabi ko na namamagana. I'm in pain after every game. I put ice already because namamagana yung so wag na.
Yung D-pads ni Arnie, pang volleyball eh.
So I was going to ask, speaking of knee pads, I was going to ask nga, so the doctors didn't prescribe that you wear any kind of knee support?
Yes, makakatulong. Tony Rivera was the one who did.
Dr. Rivera, yeah.
Dr. Rivera.
Pero like dito kasi wala kang suot na support.
Wala akong ano dyan. Wala talagang knee support.
What happened
What did you do those
from
3 years?
Yeah, exactly. From 82, after 82, yung 83, 84, 85, what were you doing? You were just rehabbing? Did you work in the bank again?
No. My sister died in the States, so my eldest brother and I decided to may business sila doon. So I was with we were with my brother-in-law, my bayaw, to check. It's a laundry business. We were trying to see kung okay ba doon to migrate in the States and continue the business. But we decided to come back. So
So, 2 years kayo din sa States? Ganon?
No, it's less than a year. I worked for there was a joint venture of Ayala Corporation and it's a seafood company, SMI Fish Industries. I was the operations manager that time. So we were buying raw materials.
So pa-corporate na talaga kayo at the time. When you got injured, you're already entering the corporate world.
Yes. Ano na, it's a stable job. There were they floated the idea that would you like to coach? You'll be a good coach. And sabi ko hindi na siguro. Iba naman. No? My dream was to play big time basketball. I got it, and maybe it's time to go back to banking.
How old were you when the injury happened? How old were you then?
I was 28, 27, 28.
27.
Wow.
It was tough.
Yeah. I was gonna ask.
Nung nalaman ko na hindi na makakabalik. So maybe I had some humor sa paano yung pagkain ko sa Manila Hotel and yung breakfast ko sa Manila Fem.
Which is actually true, ano? Which is actually true.
What convinced you to try it one more time, no 86?
After I came back from
States.
after I came back to the States, sabi ko, baka pwede pa. People were saying, why don't you come back kung okay ka pa? I felt okay. Pero nung it was serious everyday practice already. medyo hindi na kaya ng tuhod. Like you were in the gym. Ang practice kasi hindi naman bola lagi. Sometimes it's track. You jog for 30 minutes, 45 minutes early in the morning. You lift weights in the afternoon. Or kung hindi weights, it's gym practice.
Right.
I felt na hindi na kaya mag-perform sa optimum level nung may injury na.
What was it Great Taste ba who approached you and said, Cho, give it one more try or kayo?
Yeah, it was we talked about it.
Okay.
Do you have plans of coming back? Hindi ako sigurado, pero would you like to try it? It was Baby Dalupan, the late Baby Dalupan.
Yeah, maybe was coach. I was a Great Taste fan on time on 86, and I was kind of excited when I heard that you were coming back to play for Great Taste, because I was a diehard Great Taste fan 84, 85, 86, 87.
Yeah.
So
Ricardo Brown na yun, no? After Ricardo Brown.
na talaga. And then I remember you were interviewed late in 85 season, and they said you were coming back for Great Taste. You were interviewed on TV, and then so you said you were coming back for the 86 season. So I was kind of excited, but then I was wondering why you were hardly used. Parang sabi ko, alam ko loaded ang Great Taste noon, but I was expecting Coach Baby to use you a little bit more.
Hindi, I was also surprised. Na hindi nga. So I was not part of the, if you call it, part of the rotation. Mukhang hindi. No. So I was under contract for I think a year. They gave me a year. After 4 months or 5 months, I talked to the manager. Kay Ignacio Gotao. I went to the office and sabi ko, it's kung hindi rin akong ginagamit, it's useless. You're paying me to do nothing. No. You practice. You're needed sa practice.
So parang practice player.
Hindi naman pwedeng bumalik ako para practice lang pagkatapos hindi ka nagagamit. So let's cut it. So tinanong niya, what do you want? It's just I'm planning to go to the States again. So they bought me a ticket, and I signed the waiver na wala nang Some people were telling me, sana kinuha mo hanggang sa katapusan ng taon. No, hindi ako ganun. There are still many good things you can do in your life.
Yeah.
Pero we're going, we go forward, backward in our stories also. But I'll go backward again now. So you had that Rookie of the Year season in 81. In 82, I was looking at your numbers kasi they dropped, no? almost the same number of games, but your points went down by about 6 points, and then your minutes went down by about 7 minutes a game. No,
Lower. Yeah.
what changed? Yeah, what changed in your sophomore year? I'm not gonna say it was. They always say there's a sophomore slump or a sophomore
Yes.
jinx, diba? But
Second year
what
change.
happened? Yeah, what do you remember? Why did your minutes go down? Was it because someone was better, somebody improved, or what happened there? Or do you recall?
Hindi ko na ma-recall kung bakit yung second year. I didn't believe in that, yung second year jinx. Kalokohan yan. So it is that. But I think I think my knee was starting to act up.
Okay.
So, may mga times na sumasakit-sakit na, and I got a flu. I got a flu a few times, like twice yata ako nagka-flu on very important games. So, and maybe maybe there were guards that stepped up.
Okay.
I'm trying to recall nga eh. I'm trying to recall nga
konti lang ang rookies nun eh. Konti lang ang rookies nung 82 eh.
Yeah, 82, very few rookies talaga. But no, baka some others, you never know. Di ba kung what's going around? What happened?
Sorry, Charlie?
Who was
Pakirepeat,
Jimmy
Charlie.
Mariano the coach?
Yeah, Charlie nag-freeze ka. Pakirepeat.
So who was the coach in 82? Who was the coach in 1982 for your team?
Jimmy Mariano pa rin.
Jimmy
Mariano pa rin.
Still Jimmy, right? Still Jimmy. So it wasn't a coaching change.
No,
I'm just trying to. We're so obsessed now with numbers and everything, and I'm trying to understand what happened there.
I would believe
from your year, then the numbers went down.
Maybe health na yun, Charlie. Maybe it's health already. I was not not as healthy as first year.
And then after the 86 season,
Did you ever cry about your career ending? I mean, because you said you were cracking jokes.
Hindi na. I was prepared already. After basketball, I knew that there was a career that I can choose, and that was banking. So, ano lang, yung jokingly, breakfast in Manila Pen is okay. Food in Manila Hotel is fantastic. Paano yan? Kung wala ng basketball, the finances would dip a bit, no? Hindi naman ganun kalaki din sweldo, no? So adjustments had to be made, and I easily adjusted.
Were you already married at the time? Wala ka pa pamilya nito, no?
I was already married.
Okay.
I was already married that time.
Officially, Cho, what happened to your knee? What was the exact injury?
It was a one complete turn. It was a fast break. Break, and I twisted. It was a behind the back spin. It was a spin.
So,
pagkatapos nakadikit yung
Hindi sumama yung lower leg.
hindi sumama yung
Yeah.
yung Holy Trinity na tinatawag yun, ano? ACL, MCL, and PCL. All of them.
That's what I was asking. Kung what specific part of the knee was ano?
It was a complete knee reconstruction.
Tatlo yun. Sid.
Wow.
Yung Holy Trinity na tinatawag, MCL, ACL, PCL, all gone. And then that's it. The Holy Trinity gets you, that's it. If that happened nowadays...
Nangyari kay Terry Saldana yan a few.
Yeah, but if that happened nowadays, 6 to 8 months, you'll be okay.
Yung nga, the technology, quote unquote, is a lot better now.
Same thing with Bogs Adornado. Actually, 2 out of 3 lang ang na-tear ni Bogs Adornado, pero it took him, 3 years to come back. Pero ganda naman ang comeback niya. Di ba?
Did you continue watching the PB?
86.
Yes, but sparingly, Charlie. Hindi, parang I took a sabbatical one now. It's I rested.
Because I was wondering what you would be thinking. Na imagine just when you left, the rise of great taste happened.
Oo.
Diba? Diba? Kasi doon nga naging fan si Sid Ventura dahil ang tindi ng team na yon. Because Ricardo Brown, Jimmy Marzala came in, and then Willie Pearson came in, Philip Cesar and King later on, no? But Who else was
Yeah.
there? Box
Yeah.
Adornado.
Oh,
The King.
the one season that you came back, 86. That's the year that they didn't win anything. Actually,
Okay.
they won 84, 85, 87. Yun
Okay.
yung championship years eh. So,
Mhm.
Yeah, I was just wondering, di ba? Parang if it was frustrating for you na parang sayang, I should be part of this run in this team, history. But
Yes. No regrets. No regrets. Everything is part of
I
God's
get
plan.
yeah.
No, I agree. I agree. Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you played with great
Okay.
players also. I mean, di ba? In Great Taste and Presto, you played with Ricky Brown, Manny Victorino, yeah, sila Joey Marquez, di ba? I mean, you played with some of the greats also. Joel Banal,
Mhm.
with and against some of the
Saka
greatest.
yung samahan niyo sa Presto at saka sa Great Taste was actually probably unparalleled, especially because you came in with these young guys, Joel Banal, Joey Marquez, Manny Victorino. May mga anecdotes ka ba that you can share about these three gentlemen nung pagpasok niyo sa PBA? Of course, mga wide-eyed rookies kayo nung 81, pero we all know that this, well, I don't know about Manny Victorino, but I know Joel Banal and Joey Marquez are a little on the crazy side. Di ba?
It's always fun. Ang never dull moment dito kay Joel and kay Joey. Manny sometimes is parang aloof si Manny.
Yun na nga.
May sariling mundo siya. Joel and Joey, we're together in parties. Kung maski na sa kainan, merienda, or nagtatawagan kami. Pag may bagong cassette tape pa nun, pag may bagong music.
Ano paborito nyo dati? Ano paborito nyo cassette dati? Ano paborito yung artist na bilan ng cassette dati?
Jazz kami ni Joel noon, Michael Frank.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kaya ni Noel itugtog yan. Noel can play that. Noel can play that on the...
Which one do you want? Ganun tumugtog eh.
Pag walang pera yung isa, uutang. We were really close. We enjoyed being together. Pupunta kami 100 Islands pag may mga break.
And you were all single pa at that time, I would think.
Yes. Single pa. Nagsasama sa medyo may kalokohan ng konti.
I cannot fathom kung anong kalokohan na ginawa ni Joey Marquez when he was single. Diba? Kasi nung hindi na siya single, marami ng kalokohan. Ano pa kaya nung single pa siya, diba?
Remember, just the other day, we had Etok Lobo as our guest, and he told us a really crazy story about Joey Marquez. I don't know if I should repeat it now. But, kasi parang if you want to know, you should watch it. Watch the Etok Lobo episode. Parang ayoko ako magsabi, baka magalit si Tom sa akin.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, it's
fun.
crazy.
Very fun.
Towards the end of the episode, you watch.
Okay. The fun part became spiritual with Joel, and
yes.
we were doing Bible study together. Joel, Joy Carpio, and mabuti naman. It helped everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sabi nga ni Joel Banal always says he's a faith man. That's what he calls himself. Anyway, he was able to share with us also his stories there. I wanted to go through this thing. I have this thing that I do. I ask you a question to choose between one of two things. So you just tell me who your choice is or which one is your choice without having to explain.
Sure.
Okay. So let's go through it one by one. Number one, Joel Banal or Joey Marquez?
Joel Banal.
Nat Canson or Jimmy Mariano?
Jimmy Mariano ako.
Flor Ritualo or Danny Pribdas?
Danny Pribdas, tagal na nun.
Ritualo.
Okay. Lou Massey or Perry Davis?
I go for Lou.
Estoy Estrada or Larry Mumar?
Isa pa yun.
Medyo mahirap pa. Estoy. A scoring machine si Estoy.
Okay. Crispa Toyota?
Toyota ako. I hired Toyota.
Sabi mo nga kanina, yeah. How about this one? Oo nga.
Before Great Taste, I was a Toyota fan.
Yeah. Exactly.
Tapos solid Toyota ako. Sorry.
Yeah. Ito next. Tatlo to, Dr. J, Larry Bird, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Larry Bird ako.
Larry Bird.
Yes!
Celtic fan, sabi mo nga. Hindi, sinabi naman niya Celtic fan. How about this one? Jaworski or Fernandez?
I'm closer to Fernandez.
Mm.
And
Bisaya.
Bisaya
Okay.
rin. Oh. My last one is Philip Cesar or Abby King.
I played for a while with Abe, so I'm for
It's
Abe.
Abe. Okay. Yeah, yun lang. That's it. That's my list for today.
Okay.
Galing dun. Hindi, may nakalimutan ka pa. May nakalimutan ka pa, Charlie.
Ano?
Nora or Vilma.
Orbit pa.
Vilma ako.
Vilma. We have a Vilman yan. Sorry. Thank you for reminding me. We're going to ask all our guests.
Kailangan, required yun.
Yeah.
Press ko si Vilma nung before.
Sigurado,
Okay.
lahat yan. Oo, sigurado. Ako naman, I'd like to ask you had a very short career in the PBA, but you also had a very good career, a long basketball career, all the way from Davao until the Bika, until, of course, the PBA, kahit na maikli lang. For those who remember seeing Cho Sison play, what legacy would you like to leave? Kahit na maikli lang career mo, how do you like Cho Sison to be remembered as a basketball player before he became a very successful banker?
Basketball for me is you have to be serious. You have to be serious playing basketball. it pays you well. You owe it to the fans, and dapat walang kalokohan. Play your best, your hearts out, and lahat is an important game. Whether you're leading by 25 points or naghahabol ka, it's one type of a basketball game, one serious basketball game. So ganun dapat, a legacy of honest to goodness, real basketball.
Okay. Ako naman, another question I wanted to ask is because you're a competitor by nature, because you're a basketball player. We've heard a lot of stories of these former athletes who transitioned into another field, in your case, banking. Ano naman ang nabit-bit mo? And I'm sure you already mentioned this in length kanina, pero what were the big wins that you took from basketball and applied it in your banking career, and then your banking career just soared after that?
In basketball, it's the team talaga, no? Everything about basketball is team play. And wherever you go, whether negosyo yan or trabaho, if you're a team player, binibit-bit mong isa't isa, no? Somebody carries you out on a bad day, ikaw naman ang magbibit-bit sa kanila. You if you're somebody who's been exposed to team play. So, nabanggit ko nga kanina, it's a lot of things that yung pagkatalo, kahit na ganong kahirap ang practice, natatalo, dapat okay lang. Kung nananalo naman, wag mayabang. Dahil yung isa natalo. So, kargahin mo ng mabuti yun. So, yeah, yun ang pinaka-importante sa akin. It molded me into somebody who can be happy when you win, and when you lose, kaya mong dalhin ng matino, no? Okay lang. Ganun talaga. Dapat may nananalo, may natatalo. Sometimes you're on the losing end, and you have to carry it well because there's tomorrow. There's tomorrow na pwedeng bumawi, no?
Galing.
Did you have any children who wanted to take up the sport, and do they know your story?
Yes. I have four children. One guy, Kaloy, played in San Agustin in Makati for his elementary days. Naging varsity rin siya nung high school. But after that, hindi lang. Nung nag-college siya, hindi lang niya, nawala sa kanya. Two of my daughters played in WNCA, and they became champions of Assumption. They played for Assumption.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't know what year was that, but nag-champion sila. WNCA. But medyo, they're 5'7" and
may women's league na kasi ngayon, may professional women's league. Baka mamaya makita natin din sila ron.
hindi na. Before the pandemic, puro gimmick na alam nun.
Galing. But you inspired them. Obviously, your Inspire story inspired them as well, no?
Yes,
For them
yes.
to pursue the sport.
Mhm.
That's really good. And of course, you had your two nephews who played for Ateneo
Yeah,
for a
twins.
couple of years, no? The twins, Brian and
Yeah.
Brandon
They're both
Sison.
in
Yeah, that's right. Galing. Hey, Sid, you have questions, no?
Yeah, go ahead, Sid.
Well, one question lang naman, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I ask this of all our guests. So who were your 5 favorite teammates of all time?
All time.
Joel was very close to me. We tried out sa Philippine youth together. So third year college, I was sent by Mindanao, the government tryout. And, since then, we were very close already. He knows my brothers. I know her brothers and sisters. I get invited to the house. We met last December. We had coffee together.
Nice.
Nice. We were trying to get in touch with Joey. Medyo mahirap pa contact.
Totoo. I agree. I've been trying myself, but hirap.
He texts me once in a while, and sabi ko, Joel and I met. Magkita naman tayo for old time's sake. Punta na tayo. He never answered. He never answered. So, Joel was my best friend. Ray Franco mentored me. He was a veteran from Frisco. We were together in great days. Parang he was my big brother. So Ray Franco is okay. Joey, if you want to have a good time, okay yun. Ang ano lang is so sometimes life should be treated seriously. Si Joey during our time was talaga puro kalokohan, puro masaya. But he's fun to be with. Wala pa siyang fault noon, and when he has a safety parts, my car na sira-sira din, and returns it with no gas. So,
bawal sa renta car yun. Against the terms and conditions.
Joey, Noel, Ray Franco, when I was in the PBA already. Larry gave me a few tips. Johnny Revilla, very short, but in that short time, taught me how to be tough, how to receive elbows left and right, and he goes, "Welcome to the PBA."
Yeah. He showed you by example. Diba?
Sabi ko, Johnny, nakalyo na ito mukha sa kasi siko ko. Tanong na naman ako. Anyway.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Those
So that's your 5. Yun yung 5 mo. Galing, huh? You know, what an episode. This is I'm so glad that you came on the show, Cho. Despite the short career, but so many lessons that we got today, guys. Sid and Noel, my gosh.
I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Somebody said, Cho, in the comments, players of today should watch this episode.
I agree. Actually, I agree.
I will endorse it. I will tell Commissioner Marshall of the PBA to tell the players to watch this episode, because especially because there's life after basketball, as you have proven, as you have shown. So it's really inspirational.
You just go back, Charlie.
I feel great.
Yeah, you just go back, Charlie, to the story of Willie Tanduyan lang. Yun lang talaga eh. I mean, that's just a prime example already there. Cho Sison had a very short PBA career. Willie Tanduyan was a superstar, but then the tables got turned later on.
Yeah,
that's right. So galing. It's been great. It's been a great hour and 45 talking with Mr. Cho Sison, the PBA's 1981 Rookie of the Year. And
Thank you.
If you come to Manila and there's a chance when this social distancing is done and quarantine and all of that, we'd be glad to meet up and have a coffee or a beer or whatever.
We'll bring Joel Banal. We'll bring Joel Banal also.
Yeah, and we'll bring Joel and maybe Joey Marquez para masaya.
Hanapin mo muna yan si Chong. Hanapin mo muna natin. Hanapin ka, kung bahala. Yeah. Patulong na lang din, pa-assist naman. Ha?
throw us an assist on that one. Galing, ha? So what an episode this has been. Episode 52 of An Eternity of Basketball, as usual. I love it, and we always want it. We want to wish Noel Zarate luck, because as you can see behind him, there are 2 maletas, there are 2 suitcases, because he's going into the PBA bubble tomorrow, and we will not see him in person. Well, sabagay, I haven't seen him in person for many months, but more so now, because he'll be in Clark for the PBA bubble. So good luck to you, Noel. But we'll still continue. Yeah, we'll still continue our AOB. And on Friday, you know, we're going to have
on Friday from
the bubble on Friday. On Friday, sinong guest natin? Sinong guest natin, Noel? Sabihin mo na.
Kung nag-Rookie of the Year tayo from 1981, let's just continue our trend from Rookie of the Years by bringing to our AEOB audience the very first PBA Rookie of the Year from 1976. In-announce natin to last week, but finally, you know, he gone through some difficulties this week, but all of that is behind him now. So we'd like to bring in to AEOB this coming Friday the 1976 PBA Rookie of the Year, the very first one, Mr. Hill Cortez. Finally, we would be having him. Do you have any recollection, Cho, on sa kay Hill Cortez? I'm sure nagkaabot kayo.
Oo, Toyota.
Yes, Toyota.
Pretty boy.
Never heard that.
Labas sa kanya eh.
Okay yan. Pag-uusapan namin yan sa Friday, ha? Yung pagka-pretty boy.
Sabi ni Cho Sison, pretty boy ka daw, coach.
May mga photos ako nakita that prove that. I will.
Oh, okay.
On Friday. So,
But that's at 6 p.m. Friday, 6 p.m.
That's another Rookie of the Year, another former. So pang-siyam na natin na Rookie of the Year si Hill Cortez, in the PBA history. So we're piling up all these Rookies of the Year. So anyway, thanks again, Cho, for joining us, Mr. Cho Sison. Maraming salamat sa iyo for your inspiring stories and great words that we've gotten, and hopefully people listen and watch this episode. Sa ngalan ni Noel Zarate at ni Sid Ventura, ako po si Charlie Cuna. Pinasasalamatan natin lahat ng mga followers ng AEOB. We love you guys. You always follow and you listen to the stories here, and then you enjoy them as much as we do. So we always cherish you guys, and we love you. So we'll post the schedule for Hill Cortez finally on the page, and stay tuned for further announcements on that one. And yun. Maraming salamat. Episode 52.
Thank you also. Thank you.
Yes,
Same,
sir.
Charlie,
Thank
Noel.
you, sir. Thank you.
All the best. All the best.
Thank you.
Same to you. So we're now in the books. Episode 52. Cho Sison was amazing, and hopefully we keep going till an eternity of basketball can continue forever. We'll see you guys. Adios.
Okay. God bless. Bye.
It's the NBA playoffs. And this year, everything has changed. As the whole world cheers from home, anything can happen. Get ready for the NBA's best. Competing like we've never seen before. For a chance to win it all. It's a whole new game. Watch the NBA playoffs live